You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves country. All right, I need some help here. Need y'all to back me up. I went to the mat to get this Braves country today to not be under the paywall. But we got to have people watching. We got to have people interacting. So share this with your friends. Make sure that everybody is tuning in, because I think we can do it. We want to see the kind of numbers that we see on the games. And so that's my plea to you. Now, we still want you to become a country club member. There's going to be other things that we're going to give you as a country club member. But we're trying to make this show something that's not under the paywall. So welcome in. I see John in the chat. That's why it popped up today. This wasn't pre-planned. The show was, but originally it was under the paywall, but we put it out there on Facebook. We put it out on YouTube. And thank you, Beeve, wishing me a happy birthday. Yeah, it's my birthday. My 30th birthday is old enough to drink now, so if it gives you an idea of where we're at. All right. Okay, so what I was hoping, I knew it was hope against hope because just the weird timing of this, but I was hoping that the Braves roster, their starting lineup would be out. I knew it would be unlikelihood. I also want to let y'all know that these shows are going to be on the 20, and we're doing that because that's what the Braves do. They always play at, 7:20. Tonight's weird. Don't ask me why it's not 6:20 and 6:40. I don't understand why they did that. I'm sure they're going to tell you it's because of traffic. But so we're going to do these on the 20, so it's either going to be like a 3:20 or a 12:20, essentially, is what we're going to be doing going forward. I think this Friday we're shooting for 12:20, assuming I can get home in time. I work in the mornings on Friday, and it's not too far from the studio, but it's a close one. So anyways, looking at where we are, look, let's just be honest. Let's go ahead and throw it out here. Okay, let's just throw it out here. Our offense is terrible, man, but we could still win this damn thing. We could still win this thing. We could still win, and not only can we win the division, there is an outside chance that not the division, I'm sorry, the wild card. There is an outside chance that we could finish higher than the last seed, which I would prefer because I really do not want to come into. I don't want to play in Milwaukee. I really don't. That Milwaukee team. If you haven't paid attention to them recently, they're starting to hit. Their bullpen's been phenomenal. Not saying we can't beat them, but I would prefer to stay the hell out of Milwaukee and take our chances in San Diego, and that's not going to be an easy feat either, or somehow Arizona. So to give you an idea where we are at right now is we are going into today's game against the Cincinnati Reds. By the way, that game yesterday, oh my God, the twists and turns of that game. I could not believe that with the count in your favor at 0-2 at 1-2, the one guy that has killed the Braves all weekend long, they hang a hanging slider right into his wheelhouse to Horwitz. Remember, that's the same guy that hit 2 home runs and a double on Saturday night's game. And I'm watching this. I was in the studio. I was doing 100 different things like I have to do on Sundays to get ready for the week. I kept saying it over and over and over. In fact, my wife could hear me. I was like, do not throw inside of this guy because he'd been hammering him. If you got to walk him, I don't give a damn. I'll take my chances with the next guy. Do not. He gets in front, two strikes. All right, just do not hit. And I'll say, what the hell's going on here? He slams it out of the moment he swung it, I was like, oh my God, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. And I'm not going to lie. I hadn't given up, but I was like, this is not ideal. our terrible offense is going to go in here after get a run. Somehow, the Blue Jays did not want to win that series. They kept throwing the ball in the dugout. They did everything they could, and we ended up winning the game 4-3. If you missed the game, y'all, yesterday, it was an exciting game, but one that it never should have gotten to that level. It never should have gotten to that level. It goes into 11 innings. We once again can't get anything across in the first. Now, the only positive side of this, if we do get into the playoffs, we fight our way to the playoffs, you don't have to worry about the Ghost Runner. The Ghost Runner does not exist. Thank you, Gary. The Ghost Runner does not exist in the playoffs. But our fundamentals to get the Ghost Runner over to third and get him in, which is why it was put out there in the first place, they're just putrid. It's probably too late to work on them. I would like to see some real improvement on that next year. That you have guys actually doing bunting in, because it has to go all the way back to the spring training. You can't all of a sudden in August, September say, hey, we need you to try to learn how to throw down a bunt. Because a bunting, if you never played baseball a lot growing up or whatnot, bunting is something you have to work on a lot. And you usually work on it in the off season, and then you fine tune it every week. You'll pick 1-2 days out of the week that you fine tune it. But you can't all of a sudden just start going to bunting school in the middle of the damn season. So we get that win. We won the series, but this offense just is not scoring. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how bad the offense has gotten, to the point where yesterday I'm watching it and I'm like, the first thing that comes to my mind is, this isn't even a major league roster anymore from the offensive side. Playing very good defense, but from the offensive side, it's outstanding pitching. If it wasn't for the pitching, we'd be dead meat. But from the offensive side, you got 2 or 3 guys that are swinging the bat pretty well. The rest of them, they're almost automatic outs. If you're facing these challenges, my biggest thing would be, can we work the damn counts? Can we get the starting pitchers out? Can we wear down their bullpen? Can we fight a little harder? Can we actually work at the plate and not just swing at the first thing the first thing we see? So that's the memo on the offense for it's been going on for a while. They keep saying that there's an outside chance that Whit Merrifield could be back sometime this week, probably closer to the series against the Dodgers when we get back home. I'll tell you what, though, I like the idea. Can we get a little more Eli White at second base? Can we get a little more Eli White at second base? Eli White is athletic as hell. He gives you a good at bat. We haven't seen a huge sample size, but I do know he played second base quite a bit down in the minor leagues. I've never heard anyone come back and say, hey, this guy can't play second. So if he's doing a fine job, and look, Luke may be better as a second baseman defensively, but can we get Eli White to start the game and then go get Luke if we have a lead? Because I'd rather see Eli White have 2 or 3 at-bats, and then you can save Luke Williams for a pinch running and then do a double switch. Good to see you, DA, over on the Facebook side. If you're wanting to join in on the other folks watching, it's over on YouTube, and it is Braves Country Radio as well, so we're going live over there as well. There's usually a lot more folks over on the YouTube side. So that would be my biggest thing, is if we could get Eli White to play second, and maybe we'll see it tonight. Once again, the lineups have not come out just yet. But if we could get Eli White playing second, I just feel like it's one less dead spot. First of all, the incredible bunts that he's dropping down. Eli White has been an unsung hero this entire season when he's gotten a chance to play. Yeah, Gary says, think of what our record would be if our offense was clicking. This is one of the worst offenses in baseball since the first month of the season. Since the beginning of May, the last time I checked, I haven't checked in the last couple of days, 27th out of 30 teams in baseball in all of the standard metrics. That's how bad it's been. I would say that I would Gainer to take a guess that if you took the last 2 months offensively, we've got to be damn near at the bottom. If we're not 30th, man, we're doing a good job chasing it. But the pitching continues to be excellent. Even on the nights where they don't have it all, they're doing pretty darn good. So I'm really pleasantly surprised by the overall performance of the pitching staff. And there's nothing showing us that it can't. The biggest problem that we have is at the back of our bullpen, because of the loss of A.J. Minter, has gotten much, much shallower. When you look at the pitchers that we currently have, and granted they could pull from wherever, they can grab guys on the farm. It's a expanded roster, but I'm talking about what we've had over the weekend. Okay. When you're talking about building Jimenez in the 8th, and he hasn't been perfect. Hell, he gave up the 2-run home run. I still say they keep screwing around with Jimenez. Every time they have brought Jimenez in to like the late 7th inning, so 1 or 2 outs left, and then they have him start the 8th, he always runs into trouble. Jimenez is not built like Iglesias. Jimenez needs the one inning, and then he needs to go sit down. He can't give you multiple innings. He has shown it time and time again. I don't know if it's fatigue. I don't know if it's the mental approach. Whatever it is, I don't care at this point. Quit sending him out there for more than a 3-out affair. And he hasn't done exceptionally well when he hasn't started the inning. So essentially, when you're building this, I'm talking about for the playoffs and whatnot, Jimenez needs to be the guy that starts the 8th inning if we have a lead. And then that's it. He's done. And if you can't use Iglesias for whatever reason, you can't go to Jimenez more than that 1 inning. But right now, when we're seeing, so at the time, I don't know, a month or so ago, we were looking really stout at the back end of that bullpen because you had the Minter, Jimenez to Iglesias build. And you could do it a number of ways. You could start with Minter, or you could start with Jimenez, but regardless, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. So then you were just trying to spell the 6th inning. And a lot of our starters have been going into the 6th. Now what we have is the big question is who fills that 7th inning role. Dylan Lee is your most likely candidate, but Dylan Lee has not been perfect. Dylan Lee, we had to go get him. But we're going to need guys like Dylan Lee. We're going to need guys like Pierce Johnson. We're going to need all of these guys. We need Grant Holmes to get right. He's been hittable his last couple of times out. And Luke Jackson, damn it, I don't want to see him in any high-leverage situation the rest of the way. We're either up by 8 or down by 8, but I don't want to see him anywhere near. And honestly, it wouldn't hurt me at all to see them have him on the non-active roster. Put someone else in there, give someone else a chance. Brebbia has come in. He's pitched better than damn Luke Jackson has. Aaron Bummer. Everyone wants to kill Bummer. He's been a hell of a lot better than Luke Jackson has. And so that's the takeaway from this weekend as we get ready for what's going to be the one-game series tonight. The one-game series tonight, it's Charlie Morton versus Nick Martinez. Now, Nick Martinez, he's 7-6 with a 3.67 ERA. I mean, he's nothing to sneeze at. We've seen him. He's pitched us well. Charlie Morton is now 8-7 with a 4.24 ERA. But one of the main things I like to take a look at is what have you done for me lately type of thing, right? And so the last 7 games for Charlie Morton, he's got a 4.46 ERA, 36 innings. Nothing really jumps out that says, hey, he's pitched extremely well. But if you do a more recent dive with Charlie Morton. The key to me is this. All right. He went 5 innings his last time out against Colorado, gave up 2 runs. He didn't look great, but he gutted through it. The time before that, he goes up against the Philadelphia Phillies, 5 2/3 in 3 innings. That's not his fault. If you remember, that's the game where they left him in over 100 pitches, and he gave up the 3-run shot on a game after they'd already visited him out the mound. He should have been out of that ball game. So he pitched really well until that was 100% on management. The time before that, it was 2 runs against Washington, pretty solid. Pitched really well against the Angels. I know it's the Angels, but it is what it is. So when you look at his high ERA, what it really is punching to, it's that one outing back in August 8th against Milwaukee where he gave up 8 runs. We got annihilated. What was it, like 16-4, whatever the hell it was. And so other than that, Charlie's been pretty solid. So I expect him to be solid again tonight. Charlie Morton is going to go up against Nick Martinez. And Nick Martinez, if you look at his numbers, so the last 7 games, he has had an ERA of just under 4, a whip at 1.21, and you're looking at basically Nick Martinez. He is a journeyman pitcher that has found his way into the starting rotation, and he can be gotten to. His last time out against Houston, he held him to 1 run. But the time before that, he gave up 4 runs against Milwaukee. What, 5 innings? The outing before that, he went just 3 innings, gave up 1 run. But then the time before that, he gave up 6 runs. So it's almost like he's taking turns every other damn time out. He has had a good outing, and then he's turned around and had a bad outing. And we've seen Nick Martinez in the past as he's been a journeyman pitcher. So these Braves hitters will have some experience again. Once again, Cincinnati has not been scoring a lot of runs. So as far as that game tonight, we might get like a real low-scoring head knocker. You look at the next series, and this is the key, because I'm basically treating this as all one series. We got tonight's game in Atlanta at 6:40, and then we go on the road for just a really weird 2-game road trip. I mean, what the hell is Major League Baseball doing? But anyways, before they screwed around with the schedule because of the rain out, tonight was supposed to be an off day, and then we were supposed to go on a 2-day road trip, and then begin the Dodgers series on Friday. So we have the game tonight. We got 2 games Tuesday, Wednesday. Both of those are 6:45. Tonight's 6:40. So just note that. And then the Friday night through Monday night series, those games are all 7:20 except Sunday's ESPN, 7 o'clock. So they're all night games. So with that being said, we're still in discussion on whether or not we're going to do the chat on the chat on Sunday, or we're going to do it on Saturday. We're going to do it one of those 2 days, and whichever one we don't do, we'll end up doing the play-by-play. But we're having to look at the schedule. We want to see what we're going up against, because going up against, if it's a big-time college football game, it's almost a moot point to try to go up against it. But anyways, we'll figure that out later in the week. When we're looking at with the Washington series, we've got Gore versus Raylo and Max Fried versus Jake Irvin. Now, Jake Irvin pitched a really damn good game against us last time we saw him. And for that matter, Gore pitched well. I mean, I don't know if they're pitching well or we're just so inept that we can't hit our way out of a wet paper sack. But I expect those to be low-scoring games. And then we welcome in the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have been banged up with some injuries, but they're getting guys back. We will see Yamamoto. Great. We'll see Buehler. Hopefully he continues to flounder. He has not been great. We'll make him look like Cy Young. Flaherty's been really good, but we'll get into that series on Friday's show. But Raylo and Gore is Tuesday night's matchup. Max Fried and Irvin is Wednesday night's matchup. You at least got to get a split there. You really hope that you can sweep. See, we got any comments or questions? We need Snit's experience more than ever now. Over 50 years. He needs to rely on what he's learned and use it. He hasn't learned much. I'll tell you what. He continues to make god-awful calls with the bullpen. I'm sure he's a fine in-clubhouse manager. I know everybody loves him. But Brian Snitker continues to pull the wrong trick. And here's something else. And I know they're going to, look, I understand they're going to blame it on the analytics department. But there's got to be a point in time where Brian Snitker gets to change that damn lineup to what he wants to say. And I'm going to go off of yesterday's lineup because my blood was coming out of my ears. My head was about to explode. I look at this lineup, going up against a righty. What the hell is Sean Murphy doing batting fifth? What is he doing batting fifth? And don't tell me, oh, well, you had the game-winning single. Yeah, the infielder was drawn in, and if it wasn't, it would have been another routine double play. Mr. Double Play cannot be hitting fifth. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't care who's out of the lineup. He shouldn't be hitting higher than eighth. Orlando Arcia should be hitting above him. Because everything he does, it bangs it into the ground. It's and to the left side. It's an automatic 5-4-3 or 6-4-3 double play. He runs like his legs are stuck in grits. And he's bringing nothing to the party. Something's got to give with that. Something has got to give. Yesterday's lineup was Harris, Soler, and I know when right before Merrifield got hurt, they were putting Soler in the fifth spot. Put him back down in the damn fifth spot. I don't care who you put at the 2 spot. Put him in the 5 spot. Take a little pressure off him, and then also give a thumper behind Matt Olson. Because if I'm a pitcher, right-handed pitcher, I am pitching around Matt Olson to get to Mr. Double Play Murphy. He is just an absolute disaster back there at the plate right now. He's okay defensively. He's not what we were told. We were sold a bill of goods that he was going to be elite. Now he's okay. He's not terrible. But it comes off as terrible because we were told that he was going to be like the next Johnny Bench walking through the door, and he hasn't even been the next Johnny Manziel. Sean Murphy needs to be much lower in the order. When Travis is behind the plate, he belongs up in the 5 spot or somewhere in that neighborhood. Hell, if he hits tonight, put Travis at the 2 spot, put Soler down at the 5 spot, and let's go. I know Travis doesn't run well, but he's normally he gives you much more professional at bats. Every once in a while he'll get into one, but he's just a better hitter than Sean Murphy. And I would like to see, now if I was building the lineup tonight, and once again I don't believe it's come out. I'm going to refresh real quick before I say this. Here it is. God dog it. Sean Murphy's in there again, and he's batting fifth. I mean, if you beat a dog, it learns, right? Am I right? They keep putting him in the 5 hole, automatic out. Anyways, it's pretty much the same lineup from yesterday. It's Harris, Soler, Ozuna, Olson, Sean Murphy, Jerry Kelenic, Urshela, Arcia, Williams. It's the same exact lineup from yesterday. What did we get? 1 run through 8 innings? Their analytics department that helps build this lineup is a disaster. A disaster. I don't think they watch the games. I think they literally look at exit velocity. That's what they've always quoted us. Well, the exit velocity, that's why we want to blah, 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 blah. Shut up with the exit velocity. The exit velocity is just getting to the double play quicker because he's bouncing it harder. Unbelievable. If I was building this lineup, first of all, I would give Eli White the opportunity to play second base tonight. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. If I was building that lineup tonight, of the players we have on the, because first of all, Travis would be out there. I'm not doing back-to-back nights with Sean Murphy. What are you, nuts? Anyways, but of what we have right here, if you're telling me these are the only guys I could start, okay. Number one, I am taking Jorge Soler and I'm putting him in the 5 hole behind Olsen. I'm taking Murphy and I'm throwing his ass all the way down to the 8 spot. And then you could go a couple of different ways. Tonight's starter, I don't believe I have the numbers yet. Let me see. I'll double check real quick. Do I have the numbers on the, let's see, Career versus Martinez? Oh, by the way, Murphy's 0 for 4. Great job, guys. All right. I would probably go, just because of the numbers that we're seeing here, Gia Urshela is 1 for 1. Arcia is 0 for 2. What I would probably do, just because I know he's going to give you a good at bat, I would put Gio at the 2 spot. If you're not going to give me Eli White, and obviously Whit Merrifield is not available, then I would put Gio at the 2 spot. I would have Harris, Gio, Marcell, Olsen, Soler to back up Olsen, Kelnick, so you go lefty, righty, lefty. And then after that, give me Arcia at the 7 spot behind Kelnick at the 6 spot. I would slide Murphy to the 8 spot because I don't want to clog up the base paths when he eventually gets out, or if he does get on. And then Luke Williams would stay down at the 9 spot. This is just unbelievable that they would continue to run that same crappy lineup out there and not change anything. So Lair has been ice cold. Anyways, we move on. I cannot believe that. I guess my pick to click tonight, I mean, the pickings is getting slim, but the pick to click tonight, I guess I'm going to go with Matt Olson. He is 4 for 13 lifetime. He has a couple of dingers off of the starting pitcher tonight, although you probably won't see him many times. But Martinez, give me Matt Olson to click, and give me Charlie Morton to take care of the Reds. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves to win this in just a slobber knocker. Until I see a better trend. I can't keep going with these ridiculously high scores. What was the one yesterday? 4-3. I'll go Braves win it 3-2. I can't continue to believe that this offense, the way it's currently standing, and I would really like to see Ozuna. By the way, Ozuna's got good numbers against Nick Martinez as well. If you're looking for someone to click, he's 4 for 8 against Martinez. But I'm going to go Olsen just because. What the hell? Why not? It's probably not wise. The wisest move is probably if you're looking at doing like DFS bets or something like that, I would probably go with Ozuna because they're probably going to pitch around Olsen because Murphy's sitting there on deck waiting to hit into a double play. Yeah, Beef says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's exactly right. I mean, there's just hell at this point. If you told me they took all 9 players written on a piece of paper and pull it out of the damn hat, I would be fine with that. Something to change. It's just night after night after night, but they've got to start fighting for these at bats. I don't want to see these 1-pitch, 2-pitch at bats where they're giving away. If you're sitting in your wheelhouse, meaning most hitters center in, most hitters, especially left-handed hitters, down. Some right-handers like it up, whatever. But you have your sweet spot. And if you get something you can handle in your sweet spot, I'm fine with it if you're going to unload. Because you don't know how many good pitches you're going to get. But if your sweet spot for like Michael Harris likes the ball down and in. Most left-handers do. Don't swing at a fastball out and over outside and high on the first pitch of the count. Or when you're up 1-0. Or if you're up 2-1. Make them pitch to you. When you get to the 2 strikes, quit holding the bat. We've seen way too many backwards Ks. All right, guys, I think I'm going to jam out of here. Good seeing everybody. Please smash the like. Please share the show. We want to get these numbers up so we can keep this out under the paywall. But like I said, we've got more things coming for the Country Club. Got some stuff. And by the way, this week, Country Club, you got to be a Country Club member. We're going to open up the Cover Country show to everybody. But if you're a Country Club member, you're going to be able to play in the Survivor pool. And so we'll explain all that on Saturday. But a Survivor pool, most people know what it is. In the NFL, you pick a team to win, and once you pick that team, you can't pick them again. So if you're going to play, you got to be there for the show to make your pick. And we're going to tell you what time that the Survivor pickers are going to come in. But we're going to do the Survivor picks, and we've got a pretty cool gift pack that we're going to give it away. And if we do it a couple of times, anyways, it begins this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. We're going to do the Survivor picks here on Braves Country Radio, but it'll be the Cover Country show. And once again, you're going to have to be a club member to play, but that should be a lot of fun. We were going to start it this week, and there was a damn problem with it's too long to get into, but there was a problem, so I just said screw it. We'll start it next week. It'll be fine, and I think a lot of people would be happy because I'm sure a bunch of people probably would have taken the Cincinnati Bengals, and oh, what a disaster that was. We'll see you tonight. 6:40 first pitch. I'm only doing a few innings until everyone starts getting off and meeting up with me for my birthday. It will start over on Braves Country Radio on YouTube, and then once I take off, we're closing the YouTube that part, and the rest of it will be on the Cover Country Radio. So there you have it. We'll see you on at 6:40 tonight. First pitch. We'll come on the air about 6:20, and have a great one, Braves Country. Can we get a crooked number tonight? Can we get a crooked number on the board? Can we quit scraping out one run?